Live team coverage this evening as our community remembers George Floyd. WCCO's Jennifer Mayerle is live right now at the memorial at 38th in Chicago. So, Jennifer, what's the scene like there right now?
You know, there are still a lot of people here, Frank, as you can see behind me. This has been peaceful here all day. It remains that way right now, even though we are now inside the curfew, the 10 o'clock curfew hour. This has been called sacred ground. And this is something that people have really felt like this is the place to make their voice heard, to heal, to be together, to be unified in solidarity. You can see people are standing here. What you can't see is beyond that group of people, there is a circle. And in the middle, there are flowers. People have been standing there throughout the day, sharing their truth, sharing what they are feeling right now. We did see some people leave here, this area, around 9:30 tonight, but then we saw others come. And some people told us they were in St. Paul, and then they wanted to join this group here. I do want to tell you about something that happened earlier today. There were people in the circle talking about their feelings, and then at one point, it became quiet and everyone took a knee. I'd like to let you see that moment. Six seconds. So it went from people being very quiet, kneeling, taking a moment of silence to honor the memory of George Floyd, to change what happened here. And then they started chanting. They started chanting, "No justice, no peace." They said his name, George Floyd. They want people to remember. We talked to people out here about how they're feeling 1 week later and what has changed for them personally due to the events that have happened in the last week.
Just to see the community come together the way that they did, it makes you feel a lot better, you know, a lot more secure, you know what I mean, knowing that we are all in this together regardless, you know, we're all feeling it, we're all hurt. We might have not all have known him, but we are all feeling that pain, you know. Nobody deserves to lose their life.
Just unity, just for one purpose. You know, we don't want any troubles, there's no crime being committed, we just want our voices heard.
Seeing everyone stand in solidarity, it's nothing short of beautiful. What I see on media is not what I see being portrayed here in the streets. There's love, there's unity from non-black people of color, from white people. There's support on all sides, and I'm really proud to be a part of this community.
And you heard from those people the messages of coming together, the messages of unity. You're hearing their voices right there now yelling. Can you hear them? No justice, no peace. They're saying George Floyd now. And here, this is the mural dedicated to George Floyd, who died in this spot 1 week ago today. Since then, this area has grown with memorials, with flowers, with message of peace, of healing. This place remains and continues to be a safe place, a haven for people to feel like they can speak their truth, that they can talk about how they are feeling. They are still doing it here tonight, even though now we are after the 10 o'clock curfew here in Minneapolis. So far, we have heard choppers circling overhead. Someone has told me that they have seen members of the National Guard. We have not seen that yet. But last night, they did protect this area, and people here hopeful that they will protect this safe space, what has now become a sacred place for people to share how they're feeling. Frank, Amelia?
Right, and Jen, of course, you know, they're individuals, but any idea that you've been able to glean about as a group, if they want to continue to risk arrest by being there after 10, any plans to disband or stay? Do you have any knowledge?
You know, many people have told me that they plan to stay the night. Some people said they plan to stay just for a little while. Some people say they plan to stay here the whole night. So definitely different feelings here on how long they want to be here. Some people want to protect this space throughout the night, and that's their reason for being here. But hopeful again that this place, this area, this place where so much happened stays peaceful, because that is what has been transformed in this location in the last week, from a place where something that happened that we all saw that was so unbelievable that has changed into a place of peace, Frank.
Okay, Jennifer Mayerle live at 38th in Chicago and Minneapolis. Thank you. Let's get back out live to Jennifer Mayerle at 38th in Chicago and Minneapolis. Jen?
Yes, and this is the place where George Floyd died 1 week ago, and it's the place where people have continued to gather every single day and into the night. This is the group. Some people are standing, many are sitting. Just a moment ago, they asked everyone to sit down to show respect, because I'll tell you what happened here. Just in the last 10, 15 minutes, things changed when they saw law enforcement. We've been seeing helicopters overhead. It looks like I just saw another aircraft, but down that street, they saw police cars. We saw law enforcement. People started marching that way, saying, "Stand our ground, stand our ground." When they didn't see the authorities anymore, they came back here to the center. Then we saw them down this way, down to 38th Street. Same thing happened. Stand your ground, stand your ground. They came back to the middle. They keep coming back to the center, to the intersection here of 38th and Chicago. You're hearing them now, some of their chants.
George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd!
Can you hear him saying, what is his name? George Floyd. This has continued here throughout the day in a peaceful way. And these folks say they want to stay here. They want to honor the memory of George Floyd. They want their truth to be heard. They demand change. And this is the way they feel they can do it peacefully, unified, all together. This is what's been happening. They plan to stay here. I asked someone, are you worried about law enforcement? Are you worried about being arrested tonight? And they said, no, we were here till 11:30 last night. They left us alone. They allowed us to peacefully be here, to be in this space that has really become a sacred space in Minneapolis and really for the country. And they hope that it continues. But of course, a couple moments where things really got, the energy changed here. But back now to a place where most people are sitting, being very respectful, and they hope to be able to continue that way here. Back
All
to
right,
you.
Jen, thanks for the update from 38th and Chicago in Minneapolis.
Okay, we're going to go to Jennifer Mayerle at 38th in Chicago, where there has been a group of people there peacefully protesting. Jen, you said there was a little bit of activity earlier.
There was, we did see police out here at a couple different areas, a couple blocks back from where people are sitting, but we have not seen anyone now for a good while. We've seen a helicopter overhead, but that's about it. But I just want to show you, I want to take you right here, because this is really at the center of everything. And I asked someone just a couple moments ago, and I said, why here? How long have you been here? And he said, I've been here since Wednesday, every night. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now we're at Monday, 1 week from the time that George Floyd died right here at 38th and Chicago. And he said, this is the Mecca. This is the place. And I hope you can feel it at home, that this is the spot where people feel connected, where their hearts feel connected, where they feel unified. Because this is exactly what you see happening here. This is why when someone says, let's sit down so they know we're peaceful, that's why they sit. That's why they're here. Throughout the day, they have been sitting in a circle and letting people go in the middle and speak their truth, tell people how they're feeling, share their experiences, share their heart. They're still doing that now in a very different way. Quietly, sitting down, with someone standing in the middle, sharing how they're feeling. People said, I asked how long they plan to stay, and they said, as long as everyone else does. We do know that people were able to stay last night. I'm told by a gentleman that he was here till 11:30 with no problems, that this feels like a peaceful place, like a place where it shouldn't be touched, that it's not being touched. And some people here say they're here to protect the area where George Floyd died, and because it's a place that is showing the world that things need to change. So this is what we're hearing tonight. We're still hearing some chants, but we're also feeling messages from the heart. And I hope you can feel it at home, Frank and Amelia.
Jen, thank you.
Definitely can. It must be cathartic for them. All right.